Now we can go on the program, and we have just the last presentation before lunch. And it's my pleasure to present my colleague Carla Pampaloni from Università degli Studi Guglielmo Marconi, which will introduce you to the 3D learning. So please, Carla.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everyone. My department in Marconi University, Research, Development and Production, is working on the new integrated platform for distance learning, 3D Virtual Campus, that will become 3D Real Campus, an evolution of the platform at present in use. Today, you'll see a short preview of a learning environment still under construction, where the student is immersed in three-dimensional interactive situations in which he moves in perspective subjective, becoming an actor in the environment itself. He can move freely around the environment, interact with objects, carry out tasks, make decisions and mistakes until he has mastered the subject. Oh, you see an example. Okay. By letting learners practice in a virtual environment, you will not only be able to see what they've learned, but also their approach and through process to a problem. The goal is to enhance learning, achieving a higher level of concentration and motivation. The user, authenticating their own avatar, can benefit from the different environments of the platform. Learning, stimulation, serious games, etc., and in service of learning, personal area, secretary, etc. We believe that the 3D virtual campus, real campus, is the future of our online training through the immersion, the interaction, and the multi-channel. A powerful tool that improves the learning processes through the integration of two processes: symbolic, reproductive, and perceptual motor. The learning experience in 3D Virtual Campus allows the user to perceive and interact with all that is far, too big or too small, is abstract, dangerous or expensive. In an environment that has the appearance of reality, the student, using all senses, and learned concepts are enforced by their repetition with immediate feedback in structural laboratories. In the 3D Virtual Campus, interacts represented by an avatar, a three-dimensional world in which to work, play, learn and teach, build, express creativity, experience, exchange ideas, combines elements of popular media in the system of social network, and includes several innovative features. Our model makes tangible the concept of a learning environment theorized by constructivism as an alternative to the transmissive mode and monomedial traditional way of learning, closer to users' digital native. Interaction, immersion, and sharing are the three important aspects of our new platform. A psychological and sensory sensation from the user to interact in a natural environment with a summary in its space-time dimension. The new educational system integrates standard e-learning methods with the three-dimensional immersive virtual environments developed with the simulation teaching techniques. The sense of presence that is present in the surrounding space to feel and interact with it, but also feel the presence of other here and now, is the premise that the ideal learning occurs in a social meaning also through mediating the interaction with others. The immersive simulation system meets some important educational criteria. Signs they emphasize active engagement of the subject. Learners are empowered with freedom and choice to carry out actions and decisions in order to resolve the task or the problem at hand. The experience of decisions making in realistic environments with a quick and continuous check, where the reactive cycle indicates the consequences of actions and the most appropriate behavior. Opportunities to experience little risks, or the offer of personal choices and self-control. Variety of presentation with a mix of methods and materials that involve auditory, verbal, visual, and manual skills. Real constructivism, learning by doing, making thinking visible, and lifelong science learning. The graphical interface has a strong sense of reality and is characterized by three elements: immersion, presence, interactivity. Now we will see an example of an immersive environment where the medium tends to disappear. The user feels engulfed in the virtual environment using multisensory information that alienate the real context.
When you're drunk, it's so much fun. Your stories don't make sense. An early fall has strung the Alps with yellow flags. We've strayed into the land of the seed, and we're repenting bitterly. Why then we were smiling these strange unfrozen smiles? We wanted piercing anguish instead of placid happiness. I won't abandon my friends so dissolute and mild.
Okay, very suggestive. Thank you. Okay. Well, interaction is another characteristic. Interactivity is the process of monitoring and feedback between the user and the virtual environment, which allow its navigation and manipulation. The level of interactivity is determined by the period occurring between action and response, by the number of changes to the environment, and by the type of metaphor that connects the responses to the action of the virtual world. In an immersive environment where the action is mediated by an avatar, which is the physical extent and the representative of the learner, it makes the experience much more intense. The intensity of the experience is as much satisfying as the interaction is deep in the modelizing environment. Finally, the presence. The user perceives the environment and the virtual objects as real. This feeling is based on the quality and quantity of sensory modalities used and the level of the interactivity.
Università degli Studi Guglielmo Marconi. Simulation on the electricity generation, operating a plant for generation of thermoelectric power. During this activity, we will show the operation of a thermal power plant fueled by 5 different types of solid fuel. The objective of this exercise is to show the energetic and economic differences between the various fuels. When working in hazardous environment, you must provide yourself with personal protective equipment such as accident prevention shoes, helmets, goggles and gloves. Observe the constituent parts of these plants. In these 5 silos are contained the fuels: anthracite, coal, wood, wood pellets, wood chips. In this table are summarized the energetic and economic characteristics of each fuel. In the boiler, the chemical energy of the fuel is released and converted into heat energy, which will produce steam used to drive a turbine. This is the truck load. This is a chimney for the dilution of the fumes. In the turbine alternator group, the heat energy is converted first into mechanical energy and then into electric power. The set of pylons is the power line. The transformer changes the voltage and amperage of electric current in order to limit energy losses along the power line. In this panel are present the basic informations for the operation of the power plant. Here are the levers to pick up the fuels and to load the boiler.
It is mandatory to produce at least 75,000 megajoules of electricity. You have a budget of 1,000 euros. Remember that you have to minimize the discharge of greenhouse gases. The pollution cannot possibly exceed 70%. You have produced the amount of power required and complied with the budget. You were also able to control the harmful emissions. The goal has been reached to 100%. The company congratulates you.
In this educational simulation, we experienced the operation of a plant for the production of electricity. The main objective was to know and verify the energy output of 5 different types of fuel. We have seen that a good fuel must not only be cheap or very energetic, but also sustainable from an environmental point of view.
Thank you again. Thank you. 3D virtual worlds have a high potential of adult users' involvement and make them feel immersed in the reality to be studied, where they can become actors rather than passive beneficiaries. In conclusion, 3D Virtual Campus, Real Campus, the innovative USGM's platform, offers an experience of situated learning using e-learning to impart the theoretical understanding and knowledge, then virtual reality scenarios to test the information learned in a lifelike situation to give to our students the complete package. The virtual reality enables to view the competency of learners, see the decisions they make, and how they then react to the consequences giving them the knowledge and preparing for a real-life situation. And this is our goal. Thank you, everyone.